Hey, what's going on? I'm Newman Dalton. Everybody calls me Dalton, and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Southlake. I work primarily in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and the Roof List was originally started as a home tour channel. And as you can see, if you scroll through the content, I've got a lot of home tours. But what I quickly found is that I had more to offer in terms of, well, I'm a realtor and I spend every day studying the market. I do home tours, I do market updates, I look through the MLS at data trends so that I can best serve my clients and best serve the community with the compilation of knowledge that I've acquired by essentially being out in the field. So you'll see market updates on the channel. You'll see me reacting and or reviewing articles that are about commercial and residential developments in the area. And sometimes you actually even see me out on I almost said on the scene like a reporter. Sometimes you'll see me actually out there on site near the construction, and typically that happens if I've got a property that is of interest to me for some reason, and I will pop out to the construction sites that are in the area. One thing that I did want to do though is compile things into a newsletter, and you can go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. I've got just the PDF version up here on the screen right now. The one that you'll receive is going to be email based, so it might look just a little bit different. And how do you receive that email? Well, I'm glad you asked. You simply go to newmandalton.kw.com, and you can see here my tagline for the year is "Let's make 2025 your year." Now, we all know we went through a bit of a hard time, whether you're buyers, sellers, or license holders. It's been rough, but there are some key indicators that are telling me that while we might not be making a return to the epically low mortgage rates of early in 2021, we are settling into a new normal that is thankfully going to feature mortgage rates that are lower than the, I guess you could say, 40-year average. I mentioned it before, the average mortgage rate for a 30-year fixed between 1971 and 2024 was actually 7.72. So if we are settling into a new normal that has a mortgage rate that is below the average, I think that is a good thing. And I think that is a key indicator that it is about time to start taking a look at the market again. Now, if you scroll down here on newmandalton.kw.com, you'll see this section that says interested, let's talk. You can talk about anything. I am here for you. I want to answer your questions, and I want to be top of mind when it's time for you to buy, sell, or invest in the DFW area. So I'm leaving this as an open door policy. But if you sign up here, then you'll receive the newsletter again, unless you specify that you don't want to. If you just want to talk and you don't want to receive the newsletter, that is fine. Just make sure you annotate that in your note. Let me go ahead and shrink this screen, and we're going to go into the newsletter itself. Sorry about that. I'm going to shrink the screen. Second try. And we are going to go into the newsletter itself. Now, this one is the January 2025 real estate market update. There will be a February one. Now, keep in mind, so that all the data can come into MLS and be analyzed and all that kind of stuff. And I also try to look for, articles to make sure that I'm barking up the right tree with my analysis as well. The market updates will typically come out at about mid-month. So the February market update will come out around the middle of February. Now, let's go for a quick tour of what you're going to get in this newsletter. In this current one, I've got the Tarrant County versus U.S. market update. That's going to be in every newsletter. I'm always going to have the Tarrant County versus the US market update. But then, I've got events that I think are cool that are coming up in the near future in the area. So one is the Home and Garden Show. We've got the North Texas Auto Expo coming up. I'll give you a few more details on that once we get down there. And I love supporting, local businesses. We've got Muchacho Tex-Mex in South Lake. Delicious food, great atmosphere. I was there not too long ago. Cool place. So I just like to highlight, restaurants or coffee shops or vendors that I personally find pretty cool, or at least have been referred to me by folks that I trust. Now let's talk really quickly about the Tarrant County versus United States market update. So we've got new listings in Tarrant County up by 6.3%, closed sales up by 9.1%, and also the median sales price for homes is up 3.9%. Now, at the same time, we've got days on market going up as well. If we look at the United States updates, we are fairly similar. There are some outliers, like say for instance, the number of closed sales in the US overall is 12.2%. So that does tell you that perhaps the DFW market is recovering a little bit more slowly than other areas in the United States in terms of getting back into the saddle with sales. Now, I've got some personal theories. Those aren't necessarily backed up by a huge amount of data, but I think one thing is, the market exploded in recent years, and we had, tons of sales, and the folks who are transacting in the market right now, it's taking a little bit of getting used to what this new normal is going to look like. And we experienced such a boom here in DFW that it is taking folks a little bit longer to kind of mentally reconcile what's going on now. So on the seller side, sellers, we've got to be extremely efficient and effective. No longer are the days where you can, overprice a home. Matter of fact, home prices, I've seen in recent, kind of Redfin advertisements have gone down. Now, I think that is more so a reflection of the seasonal lull versus an overall market lull, because you can see on the screen here the median sales price is up 3.9%. Now, I do want to talk about that in context with the overall DFW median price forecast. The forecast is that prices are going to continue to go up year over year between 3% and 5%. And you don't want to be left out of the market hoping for prices to go down much, much further, and then over a long enough period of time, they perhaps don't. Now, what that means, a little bit further for sellers is that you're going to want to price appropriately, make sure that the home is really well maintained, and make sure that you're working with an agent that knows how to market your property. They should know, audio, video. They should have good knowledge of either graphic design or graphic designers, and most importantly, they have to have their pulse on the market, because you have to be a really active student of what's going on out there in order to be successful. I think that with the sales activity, closed sales increased. I think that we've got a small number of buyers that are active, that those are the early adopters to the new normal. Our forecast for mortgage rates over the next couple of years is going to be right around 6.5. I checked mortgage rates this morning, like I do every morning, and we're sitting at about 7.07 for a 30-year fixed. Now, keep in mind, the average between 1971 and 2024 was 7.72 for a 30-year fix. So our new normal, thankfully, is settling in just under that, like, 40 or 50 year average. So we're not necessarily in a terrible place. It's just folks have to start getting used to that. Now, inventory. So I talk about inventory levels right here. In December, we had a 3-month supply of homes compared to 3.5 in November. That means that, as houses come off the market, via closed sales, there aren't quite as many coming back onto the market to replace those. There aren't that many coming onto the market to replace the inventory that was bought up. And that tells you that sellers are possibly a little bit hesitant to put their home on the market because, perhaps they're worried that there won't be enough interested buyers. Well, let me tell you, there are always interested buyers when you're priced appropriately. Okay, let's go into, I don't know if I'll keep the name Dallas Fun Watch, but the 4th annual Home and Garden Show that is coming to the Will Rogers Memorial Center in Fort Worth, Texas. I have not been to that, but I am eager to check out some of the home and garden shows. As they come to the area. I think that kind of stuff is really neat. And then being a gearhead, I did have to mention that the North Texas Auto Expo, now that's all the new cars from the different manufacturers, that's coming to the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center. I've been to that convention center. It is massive and it is pretty cool. And it's actually pretty cool to see cars out there. And then, of course, you've got Muchacho Tex-Mex in South Lake. Beautiful, beautiful restaurant with delicious food. And the featured roof list YouTube video for the month, and that one for me is 5 things I wish I knew before buying my first home. The reason I think that one is particularly important this month is because if you're a first-time home buyer and you've been kind of sitting on your hands for the last couple of years waiting for things to happen, as you start to build up the courage to start looking again, there are things that you are probably going to have wanted to know by the time you've gotten your house. So I'm trying to get ahead of that and just let you know some of the things that I experienced when I bought my first home, and some of the surprised expenses and things that I wish I would have taken into consideration. And of course, this was back before I was a realtor, but yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out. And with that, thanks for watching. I have been Dalton. This has been the Roof List, and you have been great. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and reach out to me if you have any questions about the Dallas-Fort Worth market, and if you would like to work with me. All right, that was it. Lots of words. I'll see you next time.